Every human being in the world has potential for tremendous light or tremendous darkness. Most of the time, these constructs remain locked inside of us in a delicate balance. The power to invoke one or the other is held by the mind. In the words of the Buddha, what we think, we become. The power of our minds dictates more than just our attitudes. It translates to our bodies. When we are in a negative state of mind, we find ourselves exhausted. We grow tired. If we get trapped in that state of mental exhaustion, our minds can simply give up. When the mind quits, the body often follows. There is a metaphysical connection between our thoughts and our health. This makes the power of positivity a critical skill to master. One of the important elements of this is the element of self-perception. This is the aspect in the mind which most often begins the flow of negative energy. We develop unflattering images of ourselves due to a combination of our perceptions of ourselves based on social influence and the things said by the people around us. When we develop a self-conscious mindset, the things that other people say about our appearance hit us harder. They burrow inside of us, and that negativity only spreads. We turn it inwards, and we begin to speak those negative enchantments to ourselves. Learning to combat internal negativity is an arduous process. Carl Jung referred to this as shadow work. It's the idea that the things we say to ourselves in the shadows when we are alone have a significant impact on our state of mind. For every negative self-thought you have about yourself, you must counter it with a positive one. Carrying a negative mindset influences more than just our perceptions of self. As a Nai Nin once wrote, we don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are. One of the more difficult aspects in keeping a positively charged mind is the fact that we lack control over the outside world. Other people make choices all the time that impact us, showering us with negative energy that we never wanted. We become victims of their choices. Being a victim is not a choice. We have to deal with the effects of those actions until we're healed. No one can tell you how long that will take, and no one can blame you for being raw during the process. However, once you enter back into the world, once you open yourself up and begin letting people back in, you cannot allow the mentality of a victim to carry on with you. When you do that, you project your anger for the abuser upon innocent bystanders. You cannot bleed all over the people who try to love you from the wounds they never gave you. That is why it is important to truly take time to heal. If you don't, you only carry that inherited negative energy forward, pushing it onto another string of undeserving victims, and using your victimization as a justification. This is toxic and self-destructive. When you align yourself with a positive mindset, you'll notice that a lot of things change. You become okay with people exiting your life. You accept people making choices that you once would have harshly judged. You begin to laugh in moments you would have clenched your jaw, and you start to see beauty in places you never would have imagined it existed. That positivity doesn't just end with you either. It extends to everyone around you. Happiness has its own aura. People start to open up around you. The atmosphere at home and work feels lighter and more relaxed. Your circle grows wider and your energy levels increase. Suddenly, in the many aspects of your life that made you feel trapped, you start to find ways through. The things that made you feel suffocated suddenly dissipate. So how then, with all the chaos that is life, do we maintain positive energy, knowing inevitably that negative energy will find us in moments that we are at our weakest? What we think, we become. You see, the ability to build a beautiful life doesn't come from money. It doesn't come from a life that is stress-free. It doesn't come from the ability to control the uncontrollable. The ability to build a beautiful life comes from your mind, in the appreciation and adoration of the things that most people overlook. The universe is infinitely vast, and beauty can be found in almost all sectors of it, if you choose to look for it. I have always thought that beauty comes in balance. Beauty is in the smell of the rain after a week of scorching hot days. Beauty is the fall of crisp white Maine snow after years spent in Los Angeles. Beauty is in the first kiss from a new lover, after your heart had been broken so bad you thought it would never heal. Beauty is in a flowing river for those who are thirsty. Beauty is in the eyes of a child who looks at the world with wonder. Beauty is in the sweaty palms of two new lovers holding hands for the first time. For every ugly action meant to break this world, there is something beautiful that can be found within it. That is what we must hold on to. There are so many times in this life that we ignore what is right in front of us. The inspiration to architect a beautiful life sits directly in front of our noses. We need only to reach out and touch it. There is a great story from Native American mythology coming from the Cherokee tribe, and it is a story that every human is born with two spirit wolves fighting for control over his soul. One wolf feeds off of anger and jealousy and arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, false pride, and ego. The other wolf feeds off joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, faith, and compassion. And the wolf that wins control of your spirit is the one you feed the most. So many people walk through this life with regrets. They wonder if because of the things they have done, there might not be redemption for them. There is always a way. There is always beauty hidden inside the chaos. And the question is not, who were you and what have you done? The question you have to ask yourself is, who am I going to be tomorrow? This world is full of endless possibilities, and you are full of endless potential. And it is never too late to start building the life that you want to live. It is never too late to start becoming the kind of person that you want to be. But to do that, you have to learn to focus on the positives. It is never too late to start again. It is never too late to become something great. It is never too late for you to find yourself. In the words of Jeff Brown, the soul doesn't know a thing about deadlines.